I recently had the opportunity to fly with my CFI and another pilot on a cross-country flight in November 830 Bravo Sierra. We stopped in Oscoda at Wurtsmith Airport, which in fact used to be an Air Force base for nuclear-carrying B-52s. While in Oscoda, the Phoenix Flight Service Center was kind enough to let us borrow the crew car to grab some of G's Pizza in East Taos. Wurtsmith is littered with old, large aircraft, acting primarily now as a maintenance hub for Kalita Air. Eventually, we had made our way to Mackinac Island once the low-hanging fog had dispersed enough to give us a visual approach for runway 25. While in Mackinac, I would eventually rendezvous with my family, while my CFI and the other pilot would fly the plane back to Pontiac that evening. Our trip begins near Bayport, Michigan, crossing Saginaw Bay near Charity Island.
Yep, they see this island right here. We're actually going to follow our track to this island, and then we'll kind of just like...
You're back, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we're not like hanging over the bay there.
Yeah.
70 Bravo Sierra, radar contact about 3 miles southeast of Seaboing. The second altimeter is 3003, and I'll show you 5,500 now. Does that check?
3003 and affirmative position altitude check, 0 Bravo Sierra.
70 Bravo Sierra, thanks. And the other Steelhead and the MOA and Pike West MOAs they're all active as well as Pike East.
Roger that, thank you. Once we get up here towards maybe another 20 miles or so, we're going to take by heading a 300 to get across the bay, and then we'll be back on course.
70 Bravo Sierra, roger.
We're pretty much on a 45 for 25, if you want to just plan that.
I'm thinking.
Alright, let's plan that. We can start a gradual descent down to like 3,000.
Autopilot.
On a 3,000?
No, we'll go down to 3,000 for now. Let's go to Wurtsmith, Diamond 830 Bravo Sierra, about 10 miles to the south, inbound to land 25. Let's go to.
And TPA is 1,600 feet?
16, yeah, it's 633, call it 1,600, that's fine.
That runway. Jesus Christ. Massive.
If the wind's aloft, I think it makes sense. We're actually getting pushed this way, so that way at least the surface winds are calm, but while we're on final, we'll have a little bit of a headwind, so.
That makes sense.
That's a good call. Oh, I got some color change up here. Look at the patches of red.
Oh.
That's pretty. Let's go to Wurtsmith, Diamond 830 Bravo Sierra. 4 miles to the south on the 45, left downwind, runway 25. Let's go to. ATIS check, altimeter set and cross checked, airport diagram, grab that in a bit. Mixture's full rich. Fuel pump on. On. Run the fullest tank.
ER.
Ops full forward.
Let's full forward.
Vital as required. Instruments were all set and identified. Approach brief. We're making a normal approach runway 25. Radio calls as required. Before landing, seatbelts check.
Check.
Mixture's full rich. Props full. Flaps will be set and lights as required.
That's complete.
Boy, is that see a Korean Air? See maybe a yeah, I don't know what that is. It's got quite a collection. Huh?
By Express, probably.
Holy crap.
Have you been here, Josh?
I've flown over it. I've never, like, I flew over it and discovered it. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Up here.
Alright. Start our downwind turn here.
Let's go to Wurtsmith, Diamond 830 Bravo Sierra, left downwind 25. Let's go to.
Pontiac down there?
Probably an old retired broke-ass one from when this was a B-52 base. Do you know if this was a B-52 base, like an active one, until like the 90s?
Wow. Insane. That's crazy. Is this where all the PFAS is coming from?
Probably.
Dang. THL. Shipped Agent Orange out of here too.
A couple Allegiant, old busted-ass MD-80s and 90s. Wasn't Eastern Air 74 down there? Oh, that might be Singapore. Holy hell. That's pretty cool.
On, landing lights on.
Definitely tell it's an old military base. Bunch of businesses down there.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, check how big that freighter is out there.
It's massive.
Holy balls.
That's pretty cool. Alright, gups check. Gas. Undercarriage down. Mixture's full rich. Props full forward.
Talk about false horizons out there. Look at that. Like you can't see
shit. Yeah. Oh dude, this lake's nasty.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Wurtsmith, traffic 830 Bravo Sierra is left base 25. Wurtsmith.
You'll notice us refer to PFAS, or polyfluoroalkyl, during the flight, and we noticed it in the Saginaw Bay Area, as well as this Van Allen Lake right in front of runway 25 for Wurtsmith. Over 70 years of operation, this was emitted from the Air Force Base, and it was noticed in 2010, and since then has been part of a cleanup effort led by the Air Force Agency.
Wurtsmith traffic, Diamond 830 Bravo Sierra is final 25, Wurtsmith.
Alright, if we're not down by the...
I think we'll be okay.
If you have the opportunity to land here at Wurtsmith Airport, I highly recommend it. The runway is a staggering 11,800 feet, and it's decorated with old Boeing and McDonnell Douglas aircraft. When you come into land, you immediately notice what used to be the B-52 staging area. In 1991, after the nuclear alert status ended, the bombers were shipped to Arizona, where the wings were promptly removed and shown to Russian satellites. There is a Wurtsmith Air Museum on site. However, due to COVID, they canceled operations for the remainder of the year.
A couple thousand feet to the turnoff, so you put some power in.
Yeah, that's not used to that.
Those are old nuke bunkers.
Nice.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Tire marks look different on the runway then.
Yeah.
Wow. Freaking boneyard.
Yeah. That thing's on blocks. That poor bastard.
Is that an old L10? No. Is it?
Might be an L1011. Yeah, it is.
L1011.
Yeah, it's different than the MD11.
Oh
no, that's an MD11. That is. It says MD11.
It is MD11? Okay.
Yeah.
Just looks weird, I guess, with the...
It does.
Well, you don't always see tractors out on the...
It's got to be old fire department.
I think all this is parking out here, isn't it?
I would think so. Yeah, it's parked somewhere over here.
I'll do this next pull off right here.
And stop.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
After landing in Oscoda, we promptly made our way to the flight service area to borrow a vehicle and head to Taos for some lunch. Upon returning to the airport, we taxied 830 Bravo Sierra to the pump to fill up the tanks before departing to Mackinac Island. During our lunch, we took some time to check out the weather and better understand exactly what was going on in Mackinac, as we saw earlier that there were fog and low IFR conditions. Luckily, the weather was now showing VFR for Mackinac and allowed us to continue our adventure.
That's so wild.
Alright, let's set our heading bug to a heading of about 340. Push it in. Look it in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Get there quicker.
Do 345 and then put it in heading mode.
Okay.
Alright, ding ding, seatbelts on.
Gotcha. I don't wanna.
ATIS, obtained. Altimeter is set at 299.5 3 times.
Sir.
Airport diagram, I got it. Mixture's full rich. Fuel pump you can turn on. Let's go to the fullest tank. We're on the right tank. We are. Top you can bring full forward. And we're going to be VFR on a left base for 26. Seatbelts, mixture, prop, flaps, lights.
Look at it creep up over the island on the west side there.
Dude.
Damn. So cool.
Altitude.
1,000 to go. Mackinac Island, traffic diamond 830 Bravo Sierra, 5 mile left base, 26. Mackinac.
Autopilot's coming off.
Autopilot.
Dude, that's wild. Mackinac Island, traffic diamond 830 Bravo Sierra, turning final 26. 3 mile final 26, Mackinac Island.
On a previous trip to Boyne Mountain, we learned the importance of checking your chart supplement for specific light activation frequencies.
Leaving altitude.
I do have Pappies here too, if you need them. It's on the other, it's on 0.8, 122.8.
Oh, good to know. See? That's why you read the book. Alright, you want full flaps?
I will go full flaps, a little bit.
What's your airspeed? Good at 75, no lower than that.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to get some goofy winds potentially over these trees.
Good call.
Minimums. Minimums.
There you go, that looks a
Yeah,
little
I see
better.
what you're saying now. Okay. Yep.
Mackinac Island, traffic diamond 830 Bravo Sierra, short final 26, Mackinac Island.
Starting as a grass strip in 1934, Mackinac Island Airport would eventually service over 12,000 operations a day. In the late 1960s, a hard surface runway and terminal building were added. Then in 2012, a $4.5 million project would result in moving the runway 65 feet east to a flatter location. The runway is plenty long enough for our Diamond DA40, but requires a steeper than normal approach for runway 26 due to trees. After landing at the airport, we quickly shut down the plane and headed in to pay the $12.50 landing fee. After a short 2-mile hike to town, we were surrounded in fudge and fine smell of horses.
Mackinac Island traffic, Diamond 830 Bravo Sierra is clear of all runways at Mackinac Island, taxi to the ramp.
I would remain in Mackinac for 4 nights with my family. Other than the fog we had on the way there, the weather was pleasant for a northern Michigan fall weekend. The rest of the trip included sightseeing, bike riding, lots of fudge, trail exploring, and family dinners on the water. The island was quiet, but did include the sounds of horses trotting, bikes changing gears, and kids running down the street. So the occasional sound of an airplane turning final for runway 26 was music to my ears. Eventually it was time to depart on what ended up being a more typical fall day in northern Michigan. The water was a bit rough, but the kids enjoyed the rolling motion of the ferry as we headed back to the realities of the lower peninsula.